Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx.
Oh, my favorite day of the week. Good morning, Dr.
Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF. Good morning, Ayo. How are you this morning? Rufaya, I gave you a name.
Rufaya.
Are you going to fire today?
Yeah. Every day.
As always. It not means light.
Yes, yeah.
Well, all right. Okay, enough. Rufi.
Olórí dákun dákun
jọ̀wọ́
súwọ́ mi dákun dákun bèbí mi kòròté pátápátá òwe.
Ọ̀fọ́nẹ̀. Well, all right. Happy Friday, guys. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending in the United States. In a bizarre twist of events, former First Lady Melania Trump, in a new video on Thursday, defended abortion rights, saying that she believes there is no room for compromise when it comes to a woman's individual freedom. Her defense on abortion rights now puts her at odds with her husband, Donald Trump, who usually takes credit for the overturning of Roe versus Wade, which led to severe restrictions on abortion rights in some states. Let's take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth. Individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
All right, Dr. Batiayo, I'm coming to you, you know that. But you know, this is just all for the promotion of her book. Yes. But, you know, Donald Trump told Fox News on Thursday that he had spoken with his wife about including her support for abortion rights in the memoir, and that he had told her to write what she believes. Let's take a look.
We spoke about it, and I said, you have to write what you believe. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have to write what you believe. She's very beloved. People love our former First Lady, I can tell you that. But I said, you have to stick with your heart. I've said that to everybody. You have to go with your heart. There are some people that are very, very far right on the issue, meaning without exceptions. And then there are other people that view it a little bit differently than that.
All right. You know that 3 justices that Donald Trump put in power, you know, played a crucial role in overturning Roe versus Wade. But let me read an excerpt of her memoir there. Guardian reports that in the book she wrote, why should anyone other than the woman herself have the power to determine what she does with her own body? A woman's fundamental right of individual liberty to her own life grants her the authority to terminate her pregnancy if she wishes. I mean, this is coming. I mean, she chose this particular time to sell her book, going against her husband's ideology.
It's definitely going to rack up numbers. I think this woman is very strategic. She knows that a lot of interest, because people would want to see, okay, what else does she disagree with her husband on that she's revealed in that book? But let me go back to Trump's statement on supporting his wife. I think he's a big spinner. He's able to spin a narrative to say that, you know what, it sits at the heart of individual liberty. You know, she has the opportunity or the right to have her own opinion, which actually is a great response to his wife openly disagreeing with one of the policies that he's strongly spoken about. But in truth, though, Oji, seeing that reproductive rights has played a major talking point and even in some parts swayed voters in the United States of America ahead of 1 month of to the elections, we see the Republicans soft-pedaling debate on their stance on reproductive rights. Only yesterday we spoke about J.D. Vance, his vice, who had also been very vocal about reproductive rights, abortion ban, coming out to say that, well, the people in Ohio have spoken and he had to listen to them, so he's changing his position on that. So we're seeing at the end of the day, at the heart of these conversations is politics. At the end of the day. So it might not just be based on personal conviction. It might also be very largely what the rhetoric that fits in with their electorate, with their voters. But it's great to see that Melania is emerging into her own person.
She has always been her own person. I believe also a special assistant came out yesterday to even talk about the fact that, during that January 6th insurrection. She was busy doing her own thing, and she has also displayed her support for Trump, but this one is a very strategic thing.
Melania Trump made a point very well that this has been, I believe, all her adult life. And what she has said, it resonates, of course, with the majority of women, in the United States. To say that a woman, when it comes to decision-making about reproductive rights, should be the one to make a decision about it. This has been a major issue from the time they started talking about the, UN Convention on discrimination against women and all of that. Reproductive rights has been a part of it. So what she's saying is politically correct. Her book, Melania, will come out next week on Tuesday in the US. Now, to make the point again that, this was a major issue, this has been a major issue in the campaign by the Grand Old Party. As recently as early this week, when there was that debate between J.D. Vance and Walz, it became an issue because Walz, while they were disagreeing on abortion rights, asked J.D. Vance about, okay, if you people were to win, are you going to open a federal pregnancies register? But of course, J.D. Vance quickly pivoted away from it because he was being told that, look, you want to open a federal pregnancies register and be monitoring women all over America. However, the final point is that the husband disagreeing with her and all of that. Well, some people think that this may be a political strategy. Yeah,
but the husband is not disagreeing with her, Dr. Abati. Well, he's supporting her in this one. He said he told her to write what she believes.
No, what I mean by the husband disagreeing with her is that everybody knows in this election that, Trump, the Republicans are anti-abortion, women making decisions. They overturned Roe versus Wade. Yes. That's the position. The president even saying, she has the right to make her own decision. It's also being politically correct in this instance. Maybe she will bring in more votes. Yeah. Maybe some people will say, because of Melania Trump, let me vote for Trump. Right. But we'll see. Because in this game, so close, so tight, anything can be an expert.
So I know that we've dedicated 5 minutes on this, so a quick comment from you. We'll take other stories, you comment more.
So it's politics.
Yes.
Pure and simple. So I had to tell Aya to give me her laptop to help me check Wikipedia for something. And what I was checking was Trump's political affiliation. As at 1987, he was a Republican. 1999, he was a Reform. From 2001 to 2009, he was a member of the Democratic Party. He was a Democrat. Yes. There was no way he was not going to believe in abortion rights between 2001 and 2009. So now he wanted to run for politics. He pivoted to independent from 2011 to 2012, from 2012 downward. So it's all politics. Because this guy stayed in New York. Yes. For him to stay in New York, he's a liberal in his mindset. And he has shown, a core conservative doesn't sleep with Stormy Daniels, doesn't sleep with a porn star. It's a very liberal leading person that can do such a thing. So he's just done this for the sake of politics. And they have pivoted. They said they pushed it to the stage for the sake of politics because the deal was not landed. Yes. Pure and simple.
Absolutely. This is it. Politicians, we all have to use our head to vote right. This is a big story, really. We'll see more development on it. Well, we'll take another story. Some Nigerians on social media have reacted to a photograph of Reno Mockery with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Reno posted the photograph on Thursday with a caption, "Spending Independence Day with President Tinubu at the presidential villa. May God bless Nigeria," eliciting mixed reactions, while some supporters rejoiced with Reno and campaigned for a political appointment for him. A 2022 tweet Reno shared calling Tinubu names has gone viral. Let's take that tweet. He wrote, "Tinubu will never forget the protest we just pulled off at Chatham House in his life. He was disgraced and could not get out of his car." He had to run away, but I believe that was a counter-protest. Yes, there were Tinubu supporters, and then I think the Tinubu supporters drowned his voice. Let's take a quick play on that video. Right, I don't know what damage you did then. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is president. Omo, this is serious. He said
that he posted on the 16th of February 22. Yeah. Even my mouth cannot say what he wrote about the current president. Yes. But this is politics. It's just what we said about the U.S. Elections and what happened with with Donald Trump, J.D. Vance.
Yes.
Now knowing that this is a big issue for some voters and pivoting. Anybody, Reno can tomorrow, depending on who is in power,
anywhere
I love it when you do that. So it just shows that at the end of the day, people should then make their judgment as to the kind of people that they listen to.
Yes.
Is he credible? Look at his track record. Is he the kind of person who has been consistent in his convictions, in his support, in his ideology, in his beliefs? Obviously not. Because at the end of the day, and what I'm even more surprised is that the president gave him a welcome, went to visit him. So it just shows that in politics, there are no permanent enemies as long as interests are served. So don't go and kill yourself on social media and be there liking. They will deny you visa because of something you said on X. And then at the end of the day, look at that when Agbada food remains so for him to wear the insignia. That's the only thing he didn't do. But there we go.
Well, he will. I'm sure he will. Well, another thing that came out of Reno's trip to Nigeria, a lot of people say, I thought Reno couldn't come back to Nigeria. He commended the Nigerian airport, saying that they are among the best in the world, laying emphasis on e-gates. Definitely yesterday, if we have that video, e-gates was trending on social media. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on that particular comment of Reno talking about the e-gates in Nigeria. I mean, the e-gates in Nigerian airports. I think it's quite commendable, but I don't know if it's the type of saying is the best around the world. I mean, it's nice.
It's an exaggeration. If you are coming to see the president, you want to say that this is one of the wins or the gains of the Tinubu administration. But to be fair, the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development is one of the pride of this administration. They have done very well, beyond people's expectations. And not just them, the FM, the Airport Authority under Olubunmi Kuku, the NC. So a lot of work has been done in that area, and people have testified that it's less waiting time in terms of when you come into the country. The facilities are more efficient, the place is better, more conducive. So it's a step in the right direction. But the moment you step out of the e-gate and the main airport, what you now face is another person's problem. So they should now take over that, because it just shows that things can work in Nigeria. With the right people in place and also the will to do it, things can work.
Very well said. Well, also in Lagos, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was captured in a video conducting an on-site assessment of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway construction with the CEO of Landmark Center, Paul Onwanibe. Let's take a look.
Lagos nílé ó dára òun wá o, Èkó nílé ó dára òun wá o, ìpín kò nírajò kó bí dé ẹ sílẹ̀, ìkarahun ìpín o kò níyàpín o, Lagos nílé.
I mean, it's nice to see that video and nice to see that the construction is still full on. I mean, the governor was there for an event, and he took the opportunity to, do that on-site assessment of the controversial Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.
So I still have a lot of things against the Coastal Highway. Till today, they've not shown us what the question Leila asked that time, the, what's it called, the environmental impact assessment and all of that. But secondly, there's been a lot of spin going on online. That they said they destroyed Landmark. Why is it that Landmark place is still there? No, that's a lie. And I hate it when people tell petty lies. What they destroyed was the beachfront. Landmark had a hall there before they built the beachfront property, that they do events and all of that. That was not touched. It is the beachfront. And guess what? Events are, yes, going on there, but the major foot traffic that brought the money for that business used to be in these beachfronts. That's where they used to record millions and millions of people that come in there because of the foot traffic of the beach. That's no longer there because of the coastal road, and that has lost the revenue along that coastline. But most importantly, he has also gone, I think they have gotten a deal out of, what's it called now, Gambia, to be able to set up another landmark there and all of that. So people should stop telling lies about it. I mean, and the Governor Sanwo-Olu went there for a coastal highway visit let's see how that pans out. That's going
on.
Well,
he was also there to get a response back from the people on how they're getting back with their businesses as well. The businesses are still going on there.
Well, Governor Sanwo-Olu is governor of Lagos State. We are all under his control in this territory called Lagos State, so he can visit anywhere. He doesn't need to offer us any special explanation. But as regards landmark, I would like to just go back to the month of May. You know that there was a lot of controversy about this Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. And it prompted the Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, to visit Lagos and to have a town hall meeting with the affected persons. Now, he did that, I think, in May. And on May, was it May 4 or May 2nd, it was reported that at that meeting, one, he told the various stakeholders that the route had been redesigned to save up to, businesses, 75 businesses and estates, number one. Number two, he committed himself to the payment of a compensation of 2.75 billion. Three, he said they got approval from Ministry of Environment, that there is preliminary approval and final approval, and an environmental impact assessment was conducted. Three, he addressed specifically the issue of landmark. He said that landmark does not have any title to about 250 meters within the coastal line, and that no landmark property or structure was affected. He explained that what happened is that stretch where places where structures were destroyed, they were not part of the original land sold to landmark by the Oniru family. That it was a landmark that encroached upon federal land by subletting the beachfront. So these were some of the things I recall that he said at that time. And he said, look, that the landmark people were playing politics with politicians. And that if they have title to the places where the federal government cleared, he will be waiting to present the title. These were the exact words of Senator David Umahi at that particular time. We need to confirm whether the 2.75 billion has been paid, including even some of those persons that landmark sublets that 250 meters to. That's just to balance the story.
Avati, absolutely. Yes. Well, we're looking forward to the coastal highway. Like you've always said, Dr. Avati, it will be a great legacy for President Bola Ahmed.
I would like to go to Calabar in 4 hours.
In 4 hours.
And it was going up to Calabar.
Up to Calabar. That's the deal.
He talked about channel 0 to 3.
Great legacy.
Channel 0 to 3.
We see that it's going on. Why not? Well, all right. We'll take another story then. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has denied having anything to do with popular cross-dresser Bobrisky, who is alleged to have said in a viral audio message published on social media by a very dark man that he sought the counsel of Femi Falana to secure a presidential pardon in exchange for 10 million naira.
Bobrisky never spoke to me. I have never met him. I do not know him from Adam. He was alleged to have spoken to my son, Falana, Fars. Yes, my son said this guy was appealing to people for assistance and he called my son, I think on May 4 thereabout this year, please, can you give me 3 million naira to be placed in a special part of the prison? We call it the VIP section. And my son asking, are you calling me under the authorization of the Superintendent of Prisons? He said, no, please, don't call me again. I'm unable to assist you to bribe the prison authorities. And be very careful, since you're already in jail for an offense. Somebody now said he listened to a tape somewhere and went out to lampoon and rather defame me.
All right, it's good to hear the senior advocate here clarify the situation. And I believe also there was that Senate committee meeting where Very Dark Man had apologized to him as well. Quickly, very loosely, right?
He had said he was not going to retract his statement, that he will meet him in court, he will pay the fine if he has to every single month. But now you can see that he's now seeing the error or the folly of his ways. Mr. Falana describes it as infantile radicalism.
Imagine.
So you want to be a radical, but you're doing it in an infantile way. You're doing it in a childish way. But I'm glad that he's had the opportunity to set the record straight. Don't forget the audio he played, which was allegedly Bobrisky's voice, was a reported speech. To have based his assessment of Mr. Femi Falana, SAN, based on a reported speech from an audio that he still has to verify. So that's the challenge there, and I'm glad he's come out to say it. He said that the reason why he didn't pursue criminal charges against him is because he himself is leading a team of lawyers to West Africa to defend the rights of freedom of expression, not to criminalize it. So in defense of that, he wants to defend freedom of expression, but with freedom of expression comes huge responsibility, and when you go out of line, you will pay the price for it. But I hope you don't forget the substance of the case, which is the state of Nigerian correctional services.
Well said, Ayo. All right, then we'll take another story. Following the announcement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his nationwide broadcast to commemorate Nigeria's Independence Day on Tuesday, that Senate President Godswill Akpabio has been conferred with the honor of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. A new video showing Akpabio reporting to duty has surfaced online. Let's take a look. Presido. Dr. Abati, you know, on Wednesday, the House of Reps had rejected the Commander of the Federal Republic honor conferred on the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, as announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his nationwide broadcast. They called on Tinubu to confer the office of the Speaker the honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, insisting that the office of the Speaker is higher than that of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is to be conferred GCON.
Now, the gentleman that brought the motion and was supported by other members of the House of Representatives was speaking from a position of a sense of entitlement.
Yes.
He said that members of the House of Representatives were being discriminated against. That the Speaker of the House is the number 4 citizen and that he is senior to the Chief Justice of Nigeria. How ridiculous these persons can be, you know. And he was even saying that they should give the Speaker of the House of Representatives GCON.
Yes.
Well, the Speaker of House of Representatives is an accidental number 4 in Nigeria. Because you win an election and you just get there, you compare yourself to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, somebody whose career, who rose through the rank from the magistracy to the apex of the profession and has served Nigeria, you know, throughout in all these regards. And then you find members of the House saying we should be above the CJN. Number 2, they are saying, why is the Senate President the chairman of the National Assembly? Well, the Senate is the upper house. When there is a joint sitting of the House of Reps and the Senate, the chairman is the Senate President.
I
mean, and that is how it is done in all presidential systems.
Just 30 seconds, because we have to.
Who are these people?
I mean, it shows the madness. All I just want to say is, the system of giving people national honors.
Yes.
You see, we live in a country where a lot of people that have big files in EFCC are given national honors.
I
don't understand how this
country works. All right then.
In fact, they should give the Speaker of the House of Reps MFR.
Well, all right. Before we end what's trending today, we would like to highlight the federal government's initiative in Enugu State.
But if you don't know, now you know.
is money, it's nothing.
Well, on Thursday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu directed the disbursement of a federal government grant of 150,000 naira to every business owner in Enugu State. Well, Vice President Kashim Shettima made the announcement when he commissioned Nigeria's largest ultra-modern MSME fashion hub in the state. Let's take a look.
Now you know.
This hub has the potential to produce a wide array of fashion products, from military uniforms to school and corporate wear, meeting global standards and creating about 48,000 jobs in the sector. Our hope is that this facility will redefine entrepreneurship and training, not only in Enugu State, but across Nigeria.
Now you know, now you know, now you know, now you know.
When the federal government does well, we commend them. I think this is a laudable cause.
Fantastic
yes.
news and a way to usher in the weekend.
Absolutely.
Well, Senator Kashim Shettima looks good in his
Yes,
Ishiago.
in his Ishiago. I thought I wanted to highlight that.
But I just wanted to say that this is good news. The fashion industry in Nigeria is a multi-billion naira industry. And so I'm glad, of course, and I'm glad that they're investing in it and seeing the potential there. Congratulations.
Fantastic. Well,
the Vice President's speech on Twitter, he praised him to high heavens.
Fantastic.
And I think that's a good thing to see.
Yes.
That an APC Vice President praising a PDP government.
I love it.
Saying that he has modernized the state and he's doing very well in health, education, and in all respects.
Fantastic. Well, I'd love to thank
That's
you
what
all.
we want to see.
That's what we will love it. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.